Well, hello and welcome to the stream tonight. So I thought we would do something a little bit differently. As I've been talking to people, I've been hearing that a lot of people are been feeling hurt and been feeling triggered by Katie Joy. So I thought we'd make tonight all about that. So we're going to give everybody an opportunity to be able to come on, tell their story, and then I guess tell Katie Joy something that she needs to do better. That's what I would like to do tonight. Now, it is not letting me post the stream. So if you look at the description box, you will see that there's actually a link in the description box, and it's got a StreamYard link. You can just click on that. You can choose to do video or no video or sound. So you're welcome to come on. If you want to write your story out, you can do that too, and I'm more than happy to share it for you. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, that's the wrong message. That's the wrong link. I've also pinned a New York Post article to the chat. So you might remember backslidden harlot who KT tried to interview. She ended up not doing anything with her. Well, she got interviewed by the New York Post, and the article's there. And it's actually quite an interesting read because they spoke to two people from the two different people. So think of this just like as proof you're being noticed, and we all know who stands left that. Yes, of course. I'm not worried at all, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, oh, wait on. Guess what? It's pinned. Oh, what? Did it pin? No, it didn't pin. I got excited there for a minute. Yep, I know. It's pinned. So, yes. So the StreamYard one is now pinned. So you can just click on the pin message. So there's 25 of you watching at the moment. So it's not going to be scary. This is going to be as comfortable as you would like it to be. It was awful. She had a woman who was from the IBLP doing a quote, and it was awful. About an hour long, the woman was taken in with her. I messaged the woman. Was she? That's sad. My whole thing is that she could really do really good on her platform. She really could. And so who's going to be brave enough to come on? Hang on, isn't it Saturday? I thought she didn't work weekends, Busy Bee. So as I said, if anyone would like to come on, no microphone meanwhile. That's all right. Did she call herself Leah Rimini? Well, she can't, first of all, because Leah Rimini was in the and I hope I pronounced her name right. Leah Rimini was actually part of Scientology. She's actually part of it. She grew up in it. So you can't claim to be part of something that you were never in. And she was never in the IBLP, the Institute of Basic Life Principles. Now, I saw something, the Institute of Basic Life Principles. What happened? I don't know what happened because I haven't seen anything at the moment. Oh, wow. She said, if I have to be Leah Rimley for this IBLP, I will. Well, she can't. As far as I know. Pugs and Pizza. Yes, she did say she's not an advocate. Pugs and Pizza, did you want to have a chat? I know, as I said, I know that there is a lot of people hurting, and hello, Phyllis, by the stuff that she's doing at the moment, particularly her current subject matter. So I want to give everyone the opportunity to just be able to just let it all out. Even if her stands are downvoting me. Oh, yeah, 2 already, Laura. Nearly a record, I think. I think it's a record. Oh, dear. I can't. I'm out of the... Oh, okay. First, she was high as a kite. She went off here and came back calm. Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so we'll start the ball rolling. We'll look at just trying to pull up her Twitter. Now, there was something on there about the Sophie Long case, I think. Oops. It was painful to watch. You were shouting at the TV. Were you busy, Bee? Well, I better not watch it. I'm trying to behave myself. All right. So here's her Twitter. So she had grown up in the Duggar cult, an interview with the former members. So she got an interview with somebody, which we've just heard about. Then she's got remember the stand with Sophie GoFundMe from a year ago? Her ex-stepmother testified in court that the father coached the girl to say she was SA, even though she wasn't. Stepmom found text messages between dad and girl allegedly proving the coaching. The amicus lawyer found this to be the case of parental alienation. An emergency hearing was on Thursday with multiple experts requesting the removal of the girl from the dad's care to fears of safety. Dad responded by filing a bogus federal lawsuit per se, suing the judge, police, Nancy Grace, Yahoo, the mum, the boyfriend, multiple counties in Texas, claiming violations of rights with no claim stated. Wow, so much parental alienation stories on TikTok. It's really sad that parents use their kids as weapons. This story was so obvious parental alienation, but QAnon cult took hold. I thought something was up from the beginning. I want to apologize because I just stood quiet about it. You didn't deserve what happened to you. I'm sorry. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while. Thank you. I was bashing her on Twitter and had a run-in with Zag. I'm blocked, says Busy Bee. So now she's going to be saying that she was right about the Sophie Long case, which is so unfortunate. However, I am of the view that you have to believe a child. You have to. I mean, we have to believe a victim, and we have to look into it. You know, you just can't say somebody's made something up because you don't like it. All right. Thank you. Right. So this is her Instagram. So we'll get Instagram to get rolling. My subscribers are the best. Last night, a Fundie called me wicked, so my sub designed this photo inspired by wicked. Note, Freda, my dirty, nasty girl dog, is the eye dot. To all the wicked ladies everywhere, unite your dirty, sensuous, strong-willed, opinionated, defiant, and nasty ways. Why does she have to make everything sexual? The now told true story of Fundies everywhere. Didn't know KJ was. Oh, I don't know. Then we've got Laura. She's an expert at everything. Bill Gothard teaches people in his basic seminar that children born with disabilities are made this way because of the sins of the parents. Hello, Sarah. He claims that parents who hate God are given children with defects. His solution, love God and apologise for your parents' sin and you'll be cured of the defect. If you've ever wondered why the Duggars and Bates, among other Fundies, rarely acknowledge disability or on a mission to cure their disability, it's because they seem to believe that the parents' sins cause the issue. This could be also why the Duggars seem to blatantly ignore the special needs of several of their children. Perhaps they don't want to acknowledge they caused an issue. What, she's got children with special needs? Well, Josh Duggar seemingly has a lot of specific needs that were not met by his parents. She was Josie Duggar seemingly has a lot of specific needs that are not met by her parents. She was a micro-preemie. So for Fundies, they either accept their sin, causing the problem, or they ignore the defect altogether. This is enormous manipulation and abuse by Gothard to guilt people into believing they caused the issue. He consistently cites stories with no reference to prove that he has a cure. In my opinion, she's gone saying in my opinion a lot. Bill Gothard is really nothing more than a charlatan selling snake oil in the form of the Bible. Only he has the answers. It's a technique used by MLMs and cults to manipulate people into believing they must follow these steps to avoid everything. Cult leaders generally overgeneralize problems, rely on test me, and prove simplistic solutions to fix problems, whatever they are. People who can fall prey to these groups are generally people who are vulnerable, wanting to fix something in their life. Bill preyed on the addicts, the sick people with disabilities, families living in poverty, and women and men who sought to control their families. He started with the rebellious youth and expanded from there. Sick and disgusting, in my opinion. Many birth abnormalities are literally a fluke. With no known cause, it's dangerous to shame families and people with disabilities this way. So there you go. Not all premies. All right. Oh. Addressing the rumour, reading Johanna Duggar. People believe that because a photo of Johanna was in a car with Carver Boas that she's courting him. Johanna is 15 and he's 20. Carver Boas is an extremist that participated in the insurrection at the Capitol. He went through a police barricade and documented the riots. He and his friends walked up to the outside the Capitol. Carver Boas is an extremist that comes from an extremist family. He is a singer, but also hosts young men's conferences. Jackson Duggar attended his conference last year, which taught him how to be a manly man. Johanna has friends in Iowa. Over the spring, she attended a wedding and stayed with a family that the Duggars are friends with. Jackson also with her. The photos circulating are from the wedding. She sang a song with him and 3 others. She can also be seen in the car for him. My source says that Joanna is not courting anyone and not interested in Carver. They claim that she likes someone else, which was not disclosed. Carver may be photographed with her and may have interest in her. That part I could not confirm. However, Johanna was not at the wedding to see Carver. It was a mutual friend. They stayed with another family, not the Boers. So no, there is no truth to the rumor that Johanna is courting or even pre-courting Carver. I'm told that Jim Bob is way too protective and controlling to allow her at this age. I'm also told that Johanna's cell phone is allegedly closely monitored by Jim Bob and won't allow friends to have Johanna's number. I hope this puts this rumor to rest. It says, I was waiting for you to address this. I only listen to you when it comes to your stuff you research. I've spoken to Carver. In my opinion, he's rude and arrogant. Not about this, just about his involvement with the Duggar family. Someone should report him to the FBI about his part of storming the Capitol. Oh, dear me. Thank you, Katie, for all the work that you do. What work? It's been proven her sources is Reddit and another site. She credits Reddit, but she has other sources. Reddit is ridiculous. You have no idea or what her sources are. You end up looking exactly like you accuse Katie of by accusing her of things you can't prove. How the Duggars use corporal punishment. Michelle Duggar often talks about loving correction. This position and language is not from her. These words came directly from Bill Gothard, who instructs parents to use a paddle and correct their children in a biblical way. It's not just corporal punishment. It's God mandated. And Bill says God will be angry if parents don't beat their kids. Gil Bates is on the board of the IBLP, and corporal punishment is still promoted to parents. The Bates are no better. Keep fighting, Katie. You are doing a great job. This is sad. Thank you so much, officer, for showing me love, said no one ever. No. So someone says, I read that he said Cabbage Patch dolls are idolatrous. Worse, they can bring demons into your home because their names are demonic, and troll dolls are evil too. I can't remember why it's been too long, but we Fundie raised kids weren't allowed to have those in the house. Someone says, I saw it on Wikipedia. Sorry, I disagree with you. I do not believe in beating your kids, but I do believe in discipline. I'm not sticking up for the Duggars, but they got one messed up kid out of 19, not bad. And now they are trying to help him, and they're getting bashed. So what is the solution? By the way, I think they had to dress and kept sheltered. Them was not good either. One messed up kid, give them time. I have to agree with you on discipline. No beating a child, but a good swat on the rear never hurt anyone. Duggars are in a cult, and they have dragged their children into it. What we understand is that these kids don't know any difference. The only one who's actually gotten completely away is Jill, and she's paid a heck of a price for it. Josh is a POS, and hopefully the judicial system will mete out due justice. Jill is in therapy, disconnected from the rest of the family simply because she refused to be on the show. She wasn't getting paid and finally got sick of her being her father's moneymaker. All these kids are to Jim Bob are moneymakers. He's only helping Josh in order to help himself. He actually cared about his kids. He would have been there for his daughters instead of protecting them, son. Head slap, eye roll. Probably because they were born in a Cabbage Patch. Yeah, I know. I had Cabbage Patch dolls. Oh, dear. So anyway. Cara Lee. I don't like the Duggars, but I wish they'd sue. She's past the point of harassment of the family. Well, the girls have just sued. The girls have got a defamation thing against one of the magazines who publicised the essay. So I'm actually wondering whether someone else will be next. Join me now for a live about growing up Duggar. I don't judge, not my place, but obsessed with Duggars isn't right. Don't know if any truth, but she needs no off and getting essay report of young girl reads and post pics. Mag son in touch just got sued and she's slamming girls last night. We know husbands and wives, we should see what that's wrong to do, kids. She does this all the time. She makes up stories for money. Lawsuit, we'll see how we go. Just wondering if KJ would ever defend a boy that has gone through this. Just acknowledge it. No, I don't think she does. I mean, that made no sense, but she's wrong. You don't go that low slamming them all the time. I don't think I know or should be going after religion and nothing. It's not interesting old show, but this essay, if the kids ever get her excited. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense. I was raised JW and we could have Cabbage Patch Kids, but Smurfs and Trolls were demons. Really? Wow. So don't forget, you can click on the link if you want to join us and tell your KJ story and talk about it all. You're more than welcome to join. I'm just filling in the time. Why are you so obsessed with me? I literally cite Reddit when I use them, but I rarely go on Reddit anymore because the platform is being sued for distributing CSA material and the platform enables bullying and harassment of private and public people. I don't want to be associated with Reddit for their promotion of CSA, revenge porn, white supremacy, and doxing. I do admire Brenda greatly. I don't know Fundie Fridays personally, but I think she does a good job. The more people using their platforms to speak out, the better. This purity culture and abusive patriarchy in the Fundie world isn't going to go away on its own. Keep exposing. I don't get their problem if they don't like the way you cover the situation and don't watch. Someone was complaining about you speculating about what's going on behind the scenes when that's what the majority of the posts are. And then she says, this is in writing, remember this, except I'm not speculating. I have direct sources telling me exactly what is going on. Oh, I didn't mean it in a negative way or about anything serious. More so little things like someone not posting birthday messages or not acknowledging a post another family member made. Have you read the comments on Clarissa Collins' most recent posts? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. I haven't seen it. Is that King Kadora? That's what my son would say. Yeah. I like Fundie. What did she ever do to you? Nothing. I have no problem with her either. Try reading what Katie says. Then no rise cost like your post. Katie never said anything about her. Your channel and Fundie Fridays are the two Fundie news channels I watch. Now she's a news channel. I like her in-depth background on these organisations, and I like your coverage of current events and exposés. Maybe you two should collab. I know you don't do that. I don't think she does either. Just it would be cool. Oh, dear. They are really obsessed with you. That's a great meme. Yeah, those cutbacks are weak. They're jealous. Stop giving them attention. They need to stop. Don't follow or watch if you don't like content. They care because you speak truth to power. You're doing a great job. The others should stay in their own lane. Oops. Because she speaks truth. Oops. And hits the nails on the head. That's why they care. So there you go. She only speaks buzzwords. So annoying. There was a post that Amy Duggar liked, and I've got to find it because I was really quite surprised, actually. It was, it must be one of these ones, I think. No, it was one of these. I saw it on the page. Bill Gothard, the Hypocrisy Edition. Bill ran the cult called the Institute for Basic Life Principles. He told parents not to send their kids to public school or college. He developed a twisted curriculum that was littered with homophobic, sexist, racist, and abusive teachings. Bill attended public school and received a BA and Masters from Wheaton College. Bill told parents how to raise children, including their mandate to beat their children or else God would be mad at them and spanking them for not disciplining their kids. Didn't you say this already? Bill never had kids, nor had to use those techniques. Bill taught couples how to be married, including telling women they could not say no to men and greenlighting marital R and SA. Bill was never married and an alleged virgin. Bill taught followers that lust and sexual sin was Satan trying to lure them into witchcraft. Bill kept 14 to 15-year-old girls around him like a harem and was accused by dozens of harassment and SA. The Duggars and Bates are obsessed with him. Hello, Tracy. So don't forget, we've got the link that's linked if you'd like to come on and share your story. Tell us about it. Yeah, must be. Maybe she removed it. I saw it before. She only knows so much. She has to repeat it. Yeah. I thought it was this one. I commented on Derek. Yes, I did say that on Derek Dillard's post. Busy bee. Okay. This was always a case of severe psychological abuse due to parent alienation. The mother received death threats, and all the public officials did too. The father used the public to profit and feed his narcissism. Anyone that called out his abuse of the girl and the fraud was labelled as calling the girl a liar. The child is a victim, but we shouldn't believe everything we see, especially given how obvious this campaign edited and released over-the-top allegations with no proof. This fed the dad's alleged drug habit and womanizing ways. He's getting divorced, and he's soon to be ex filed a restraining order because she claims he's threatening to shoot her and anyone else that takes his kids. The poor girl has been neglected and abused for a year. She needs extensive therapy to recover and will hopefully be reunited with her mother soon. Thoughts are with all the victims of this story. The boys live with Kelly. They were removed after they told the court that Michael coached Sophie to lie about the SA. Then Michael accused the boys of SA, his son. They removed the boys fast. Hi, Atticus. This is so sad. Victims don't usually come forward, but when no one believes them until there is proof. My wife was SA'd for 21 years of her life by her adoptive father, and no one believed except her sister and I and my family. What the father did harms all victims of SA, for sure. Yes, I agree. My wife is now just piecing her life together, but still has issues. So that's the one that she called, you know what? Hi, Atticus. So is there anyone that would like to click the link and come on and have a chat? Hi, Maria. Hi, Nicola. Busy bee, we are waiting. Oh, that's funny. Now, all this time I've been here and I've missed the all noisy house. She had me ranging and I was on the roll. I'm waiting. I'm trying to grab it. That's all. Just bear with me. Sorry, I'm late. I was in the car with my mother. Boy, my white hair. I had to use my daughter's purple concealer. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh. I've got 80 people here. Hello, 80 people. Does anyone have a KJ story that they'd like to share with everybody? Let's see, I think. I'll just have to go get my... Oh, cool. All right, then that's great. If you can. Grab the... All right, here we go. This is, I think, what Busy Bee was talking about. I found it finally, I think. Finally. Sorry, Joe. My only caterer is I pointed out inconsistencies a few times, got blocked, and that was the end of that. I'm sitting here doing my crystal art, having a copy. Oh, that's cool. All right. So here we go. So legal justice should not depend on how much extra cash you have to spend on legal fees. But sadly, that is sometimes the reality. And so here... The system was designed to protect wealthy white planters, and that's exactly what it does. There are many things I could say here, but I'll leave it. No doubt, without WOACB will be butchering this tweet and make a 20-minute video about it. Well said, Derek. She's got a girl's face on like an advertisement for the charity Rain as a fundraiser she's having. It's pretty disgusting. Fundraiser. Rolling your forked tongue. 2 days ago, you haters were thrashing WOACB for not doing fundraising videos or donating money, although she donates privately. And now you're calling her pretty disgusting for fundraising. Hide behind your sock account, coward, while you post porn. Performative fundraising is better than no fundraising, I guess. I really don't think she should be exploiting other people to do it, but clearly your standards are lower than mine. So there you go. They are the Twitter posts. Never subbed to her. Thought she was trouble and highly strung. She blocked me for posting a question for her, which was in no way to... was offensive. She just donated for a tax receipt. Yeah, because it's tax time, isn't it? Well, it was tax time, right? And it's tax deductible, is it? So I got 42 likes and 2 dislikes. It's funny. 2 dislikes. Oh, Katie, Joy, and Toadie. This is the New York Post. Inside Duggar cult, we were taught our bodies don't belong to us. So this is about. So it starts off by talking about Josh. Or because Emily did a fundraiser for Rain. Yeah, well, that might have more to do with it. Oh, thank you, Miriam. So as I said, there is a link that you can click if you want to join and have a chat. It's just the latest sticking for the ex-TLC reality show personality. These allegations are shocking, especially in light of the Duggars' ultra-religious upbringing, but people familiar with the family's particular sect of fundamentalism Christianity, the Institute of Basic Life Principles, claim it has played a role in enabling abuse by Josh Duggars and others. So it talks about the background here, that they were expected to speak at a conference before their son's arrest, that they're homeschooled using the ATI method by Bill Gothard, and the facility that counselled Josh. So we've got that. A lot of abuse occurred because of the group's teaching. A former ATI member wrote the post, so her name's here. With abusers like Josh, the whole environment set him up for success in his disgustingness. So she grew up outside Houston. Her Southern Baptist parents started using ATI and attending IBLP when she was 12. Soon she was traveling to serve at training centers in Oklahoma, Indianapolis, and Michigan. Oh, sorry, Jess. Hi, Jess.
Hey!
Hello, Jess. How are you?
I'm so good. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you too.
Oh, don't mind my small apartment.
That's okay.
The New York, Long Island living. We have small space for lots of money.
Oh yes, New York, yes.
Yeah. But I'm by the beach, so that's what matters most to me.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone say hello to you. Can you see the comments at all?
I can. I see them going on I have like my iPad paused. Yep. Going.
Yeah. So okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't mind
Oh, that's all right. My hair's not great either. So look, would you like to share your story? How did you come across Katie Joy? What was your impressions? What happened to change your mind?
Well, I found Katie Joy maybe 2 years or a year and a half ago. And then during the beginning of the pandemic, obviously New York got hit hard, so we were shut down quickly. The Micah Stauffer case is what really got me interested. I work with special needs kids. I deal with abuse, all that type of stuff. That's what I do for a living. So I was horrified with everything I was hearing about this poor child that was adopted and going through all these things. And I personally am adopted. I'm in a family full of adoption. My dad was adopted. And my dad was actually adopted as an infant and then given back and then adopted again at 6 months.
Wow.
So there's a lot of foster care. So I have feelings about kids being adopted. But then I have major feelings about kids being abandoned in the adoption process. and the effect that it can have. So I was horrified what these Micah people, this vlogger family was doing, the taping of the thumb. I was disgusted. All, trigger warnings on everyone, So I thought I liked her coverage on it, and it was the first I was really seeing of it and stuff like that. And then when I saw the difference between the way she was advocating for this special needs child and the way she treated her special needs child, I was horrified. Working with special needs, when she said he was nonverbal and I heard him speak, I was horrified because he must not have proper tools and care to set him up for success. It's almost like they're setting him up for failure, and it breaks my heart. So a little thing went off in my mind, and I was like, there were times I probably, as a nurse, would have been like, take the kid to the hospital, like we were all thinking, do, so many things. I'm surprised or shocked if her nurses don't, and this is wouldn't call somebody about situations like that as a mandatory reporter. I know that I would be speaking to higher ups personally. And I have had to do that before in my career. I have had to caretakers, parents, unfortunately. I've seen the bad, I've seen the amazing. I don't see the amazing in her, and it's heartbreaking. And I know the future. I know, you know what I mean? Like, and she resents that child, and it makes my heart hurt. But then when she spoke about Sophie, I was done with her. Completely done. And that was a case I took very seriously, because we need to listen to children. I will say it again. We need to listen to children. They are telling us what they need. They might not be using the same words you're using in your adulthood, but they are telling us. And the statistics are so high that a non-member of the family living in the household does things like that, that it is disgusting for anybody to doubt it. If you want to say I know she advocated for children, now she's not an advocate, I don't care, whatever. Everybody should be advocating for children. Everybody should care about children dealing with abuse. She did not care. She was literally doing everything that you should not do to a victim. And it's heartbreaking. And she claims she was a victim. Feel for her on that, and that she didn't get the support she needed. So imagine her coming on a platform not giving support to a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. I lost my mind. I was like, unsubscribe, got on Reddit, totally joined the movement of making awareness that we cannot support a woman who will not listen to victims that are young.
Yeah.
She wants to say she advocates for victims of SA. She did not advocate for a 6-year-old. To me, that's the worst possible thing you can do as a mother, a woman. I don't have my own kids, but I am the aunt to all my friends' children. I am that yoga Jess, that special person, I am the one like, oh, get your kid into early intervention. Oh, now they're perfect at 4. Totally typical speech, all of that match. That's who I am. I go above and beyond. But that I thought that she was advocating for special needs kids. I thought she was advocating against the abuse of children. And then I realized she was supporting it in a disgusting way. And I couldn't anymore. And that's my story.
I know there's been a lot of criticism over that banana video. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was pretty vile, wasn't it? The speculation on that.
The word brat was the most disgusting thing. Imagine, I watched it. I watched it just because I needed to know how horrible she actually was. Like I didn't want to just like make an opinion hearing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. In that live, and she stood and she dug her heels into that one.
Well, and she denies it, and then she admits it, and then she denies it, and then she admits it.
We all know you did it. So you really should admit it and apologize. Because, like, that girl is going to grow up and that stuff's in the media, and she might hear somebody not listening to her, not respecting her, not protecting her as a journalist, you know? And that might be very damaging later on in life. You know, we have to think that that girl is having lifelong issues for the rest of her life because of abuse. She's going to need to be in therapy, need support. Thank goodness she has her father that came in and protected her. That is going to help her so much, you know? You know, and the stepmom seems wonderful too. Stay away from the grandmother.
Yeah.
I didn't like anything that grandmother did.
See, I missed all of that stuff, but I've seen the clips.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to watch. So hard to watch. Like, and I know that you love children, and Harrison is such a beautiful and I love that you're his special person. Like, that's so amazing.
Yeah, well, he's already told me off because I promised that we'd do a live this week, but we ran out of time, so I'm in trouble. So we're probably going to have to look at next weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll be thrilled when it actually happens, you know. But unfortunately, that it was very sad. And I think she ended up doing some damage to the whole Micah situation. I don't totally know, but I think she does damage everywhere she goes, to be perfectly honest. I don't think that she does anything well. I'm horrified by the way she's handling this preacher boy issue.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest. Horrified. She didn't.
And what about the Duggars? And what about the whole Duggar thing? How do you feel about that?
She's upset. I think she's obsessed like everybody else in a money hungry way. I don't think she's obsessed with helping them. I think she's obsessed with getting views and talking about it and being the one to discuss it, which makes me upset. I watched the Duggars on TLC like years and years and years ago when I actually had cable. I don't anymore, you know. And the way she talks about these cults and these, you know, very conservative Christian groups is uneducated, to be perfectly honest. She has no understanding of religious history. And I think she should really learn some religious history to start discussing these things. Some basics about how the Catholic Church, Martin Luther separated from the Catholic Church, and then these evangelicalists came out of that. Like, I think that type of stuff is important to know, especially when she's relating it to the Catholic Church, and there's an obvious separation that happened hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
I think that's important. The Duggars, her outing some of them, I was losing my mind. Because that is so dangerous. It's dangerous in America. Like, deadly dangerous. And not okay and not fair. And I mean, okay, we all know Josh is disgusting. We know this. Like, we know that he needs help. Is it crazy that his parents are trying to help him? I don't think so. I think we see that often. I think that there's an unconditional love. I don't think as a parent you need to agree with everything your child is doing. I don't think you need to like everything your child is doing. I think you can think what your child is doing is wrong and still support them in their process of healing. So, or protecting them or whatever it is. I think that that's a normal thing. I might be totally wrong. Because some people throw their kids away. You know what I mean? I don't like those people. I will take their child, you know? But she just, and there's so much the content, there's so much the speculation. When she said they didn't go to college, that was crazy to me because my sister literally went to college with people that went to that, you know, private homeschooling where they all do the meetups together.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
So she went to college in New York City with my sister, you know? So yes, my sister was the first Jewish person they met. Yes, that was crazy for them. But they, you know, like I get that. But at the same time, like my sister's friends with super religious people, you know what I mean? Like you learn, and the experience in New York City must have been so amazing for some of these girls. So it's like to say they don't go to college is crazy to me. To say that they don't have like that they have no thoughts of their own and they do nothing and like whatever. They structure their life very traditional, as if we were going back 100 years, 150 years. We had the bitch and stitches. We had the quilting clubs. You know what I mean? Like my family, we have those quilts that are like heirlooms. And that was like the gossip and the chat and the talk and whatever. So to think that they're not enjoying a hobby or talking to each other or something like that is a little silly to me, you know? And they just have very traditional views. Do I agree with all those traditional views? No, I don't. Do I respect the fact that a family can have traditional views? Yes, I do. As long as there's no abuse, neglect, anything like that. And did we not all do chores as kids?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like she's like, oh, all the kids have to do work. I'm sorry. I was cleaning, doing laundry, all that stuff, you know, when I was young.
Yeah.
You know, by the time I was like 10, that stuff was being done by me. And not out of disrespect or neglect, out of learning how to be an adult and self-sufficient. You know, of course, if I needed help with something, or needed to learn something, of course, my parents were there to help me. But you know, I also grew up riding horses where in the barn you're working, you know, you're working with those horses. You know, you're basically everything. So I don't think it's wrong for kids to be working, you know, and to be helping and to be having these relationships and having these close relationships. Like,
Just need to. I've got a super sticker, super chat before. Thank you, Maloney, for your super chat before. So you're happy to give up your coffee. Well, thank you for that. I usually have to watch replay. Cool. In lieu of having to go to work. Busy Bee says she seems jealous of families. I think she's jealous of happy people. Actually, that's what she comes across as. Very jealous of anyone that's happy in a simple life, because let's face it, some of those families do have a simple life.
Nothing wrong with that, you know? And yeah, I think she's jealous of having, I don't know what's up with her siblings. Maybe she has a jealousy issue with the fact that their siblings are close to each other.
Yeah.
That their parents are never endingly beside them, you know. But Joe, you deserve all the super chats, all the likes. all the
Well, thank
things
you.
I've like
Thank you.
really enjoyed. It's mornings here for me, but I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed spending them with you. I love your approach on things because it's just you approach things in this unconditional love style, which is kind of where I come from, where it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's find the good, but this person keeps focusing on the negative, and we need to show people that this negative is wrong.
No, that's right. And that's why I said that I wanted you to tell, because I know she's going to be watching. So hello, Katie. But if she's hearing stories from people that used to, and finding out why they're not subscribing, finding out that people don't necessarily hate it. We just
Right.
don't like what she's doing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Because I am sure, because there is some stuff that she really does good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about, there is some really good skills that she's got there, but it's just going into the wrong areas. If we could just get her to put it into the right area, what an amazing platform she would have.
That is very true. I think she just needs to edit. You know what I mean? I think she wants to put everything out there, everything really, really fast.
And she wants to be first.
Right. But I think if she took a step back and like almost meditate, this is the yoga teacher in me, and almost meditated on the things before she put them out, she might have a better response from her viewers, a little care. And honestly, I think if she took responsibility, it would go so far for her. I think just being like, you know what? I was a little aggressive in these areas. I was a little defensive in these areas. I wasn't always respectful to my members. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm trying to change. Let's work together. Yeah. I have great content. I really want to focus on showing these things. I have some skills. I really want to use them. I know I haven't used them all for good, but right now I'm trying to make a shift and a pivot. Be patient. Help me. And let's move forward together.
Well, I think when someone says that they're triggered by content and she tells them to not watch, that's not what, that's not the right answer. What she needs to do is what is triggering? What is it that's triggering for you?
Right.
Because is it the fact that I talk? I mean, because she talks in very graphic detail. I mean, it makes quite a few, it makes me squirm.
It is difficult.
It makes me squirm and I go, whoa. Whether she's got to train that part, but I just really thought that this would be a really good way for people just to say, this is how I found her, this is what I noticed, this is what caused me to unsub, but this is what but she's got a great opportunity.
Yeah, she really does. And honestly, we need more voices for special needs kids. And that could be a really good place for her, if she could
and she's got the platform. She's got the people to listen to her. I mean, what a great opportunity to promote special needs kids. I mean, I got particularly angry over the whole hospital thing because I know that Harrison's got the shunt. And the other day, he actually was play fighting with his brothers, and he hit the back of his head. And the whole family was on high alert. We were watching him like a hawk, and there was signs that you have to look for, but fortunately, it didn't. But his mother was trying to get a baby. We were working out what to do so that his mother could take him to hospital if he needed to. But fortunately, we didn't get to that stage. But we were all on, the whole family was just on high alert because we knew the signs.
Mm-hmm. And I think that might be sad for her, is that she doesn't have a whole family or a whole village supporting her, rallying around her. I know that for any of my clients who are special needs, I had a similar issue where a kid fell at school. Nobody told the parent, fully nonverbal, acting weird, complaining of a headache, has a bump on his head, we have to take him to urgent care, So I think, and parents need support, and it's like, it is lonely, and she does speak about lonely, and she does speak about not having friends or being able to do things. And that's a real thing special needs parents have.
Yeah.
And talking about that could be beautiful. And making a few things on the Duggars is great. You know, focus on the abuse part. We don't need 400 Duggar videos.
No.
You know, mix in some of the positive content we've been talking about. And I think she would find more compassion and more success.
Yeah. Well, that's right. And I actually think I think she is very lonely. That's why she does all those Instagram lives, because she believes her friends are the other end of the screen. And I think that's why she does. But from what I've said is that, or what I've seen, or what I've heard is that friends that she's had, they're no longer friends. But I think, but you do need friends. Definitely you need to have, but then when you lock yourself in your house all the time, you don't go out, you can't make friends.
Yeah.
And that and I know that isolation, I mean, when we were locked down for 5 months, and it was very isolating. Like at the start, I really loved it because I get really although I like being around people, it does tire me out. So I really enjoyed it. And and then by the end of it, we got halfway, nearly 3 months in, and I went, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm so sorry. I'm finally fully vaxxed. So I actually got to go to the beach and go whale watching. And I haven't done anything. When I tell you I've done nothing for like a year and a half, I'm like thrilled to finally, because I also work with vulnerable people. So I was extra careful about like not going out, not doing anything, not seeing people. Because my heart would break if I, it's not about me. It's about other people. Same reason we get vaccinated. It's not about us. It's about other people. Yeah. If I come in contact with someone in chemotherapy, I don't want to be any reason that they are getting anything. But it is ice, and we're all in that kind of same boat, which makes sense that we reach for the internet to find help. But she has a lot of guards up and a lot of, and she's not completely honest, and that kind of reads through, because she goes back and forth and is a little flip-floppy. And I think that becomes hard for people to trust.
Well, and the stories keep changing again. And, like the whole non-verbal thing, and then finding out he was verbal, that's upset a lot of people. So a lot of people feel like, I know a lot of, I know people that have spoken to, like that, they said that they've been hurt by her by the triggering, but a lot of people have said they just want her to be honest.
Exactly.
Just tell the truth. Ceci Elmo says a good point. I think one thing would be a great start to stop labeling her son is a little human period, another bunch of diagnoses. That would be a great start.
Yeah, and we don't want to label people with diagnosis anyway. That's kind of old news. You know what I mean? We don't really. And I have I have essential tremor, so I have my own neurological movement disorder. And I know she was using the word spaz a lot. And I didn't like that because I literally have a spastic disorder. You know what I mean? Like that's how you define.
As I said, that's actually an offensive word in Australia. So I was absolutely shocked to hear that come out of her mouth, because that's like the F word, like in Australia, like that is just,
or
just
the R word.
Or the R word, yeah.
We would never use that anymore. No. That's outdated. No.
So it's like we just don't go there. So to hear her say that absolutely floored me, and I went, what?
And I think maybe her son was nonverbal at a period of time, and he got a lot of help and now speaks, and that would be an amazing story to talk about too.
Yeah,
he was nonverbal. He didn't talk till he was 4, and now he's. Now we have words and sentences, because I heard him put a few words together, which is
I've heard him. You can hear him in the background sometimes, and he's very talkative.
Yeah, it's not just one word answers. He's like giving you a sentence. So I'm like, he's really, and if he's early intervention or anything that accomplished that. Let's throw a party, you know, like he's verbal now. Like, that's the way I feel about it. I think that, I think that would help her more. And
to say, I don't want to talk about my son, and then posts a picture on him on Instagram, and then says, people ask about him, and then take photos at the hospital, and then get upset when people ask about him.
I didn't realize you could use cell phones like that in hospitals, but
I didn't either. Hello, Caitlin.
So that was surprising to me. I mean, and she's been so, like, I would be a nurse, like, but then again, everybody does things differently. Maybe he was just sleeping and resting, and she was just sitting there. But I wish she was more clear about those things, instead of me thinking that her kid's like in agony, you know, and waiting and just like miserable, and she's just on her phone, you know.
Look, from the experience that I've had with Harrison, is that they're very lethargic, and they do sleep a lot, and they do want to sleep a lot.
Yeah.
So he probably would be sleepy and dozy, and
communicate that so that we're all not like, what's going on? You know, be like,
well, if you're gonna post on Instagram,
I mean, because some of the things she does, and if she gets upset that they're being misunderstood, you know, which is kind of what it is, be more clear. Many people are misunderstanding you. Communicate more clearly. And like, communicate. Not everybody is an advocate or knows anything about special needs kids. So communicate in a way that anybody with no knowledge could understand, as a journalist would. You
can, but most people aren't worried about recording. They're more concerned about their child. Yes, most people are. So, as I keep saying, she's got an amazing opportunity for an amazing platform. So
I think she needs to edit back a little bit, slow down, take a few more breaths, you know, before she just goes wild.
If you have questions for her, you need to leave her live.
Yeah, you can't ask questions. She doesn't want to be questioned.
So if anyone wants to join in and join Jess, how's it been, Jess?
Oh, this has been fun. I wasn't expecting to do this at 8:00 on Sunday morning, but I'm so glad too that you invited me. And I hope everybody enjoyed hearing my perspective and how I
was watching Erin, EKC People Suck, and she said that she got a message from, and I haven't seen the message, I've only got her word for it, but she was saying she got a message from somebody from the Fundie community that said that what KJ is doing is a lot of harm to the community, because what they're doing is they're actually showing her videos to say to them, if you leave, this is what people are like on the outside. So it's actually having the opposite effect.
It's going to keep people in and scared of the hatred, but really, we will all love you.
That's what Erin was saying on her live today, that they're actually using her videos to keep them in. Which and she's
got so many of them. She gave them hundreds, hours.
Yeah. So for me, that's scary.
With no resources. No wonder they use it.
Yeah.
You know? She's not plugging resources all the time.
She was so awful to Preacher Boy. Oh, yes.
She didn't even know his name. And she went after him. She didn't even
know, that was funny. It was funny. Totally digging the background that Jess has. Love a good, well-constructed brick wall. Totally love that look in a home.
Thank you. Gardening is my hobby.
So are you out of the home now, or are you still working at home? Like, what's your COVID status?
I Because I work with private clients, some are still through Zoom, and then some, now that I'm vaccinated, I go in person. And then camp will start, and I'm so excited because I teach yoga at a camp. I can't wait to see all the kids. So I was blessed to be able to continue to do it through Zoom and keep my business alive. I have my own business of teaching yoga. So I'm blessed.
Yeah. I tell you what would be a really good career for KJ. The next presidential election, the president needs to hire her for his propaganda.
That would be useful. She could just pop out a million videos so fast.
Seriously, because that's what her skill is, getting people to watch. She can put the headlines together. She's got the right words to say. Yeah.
Anybody who needs somebody to put out a lot of information quickly could definitely use her.
So to me, I just think, that would be an amazing. I was going to say, I think didn't Trump say he was rerunning? I don't think she'd work for him.
Either, because it would ruin her other. I don't know, but yeah, Trump said he's going to run again. I mean, who knows? Our politics is a mess. So don't even get me started on that. Fire.
Oh, that's like you hear about the fact that I can't get vaccinated till I'm like 100 years old. So like,
I mean, that's horrible. Yeah. I mean, that's horrible.
I mean, the thing is that they've closed the border. That they've said that until everyone's vaccinated, they can't have free international travel. So they've already said, well, that's not happening until 2022. So, yeah,
it's a mess. It's a mess.
If I work in a small, like if I was in emergency services, worked with the aged and elderly, worked in the quarantine system, like there's a direct subset of people that can get vaccinated.
Right.
But see, my mum's 70 odd. She's only getting her first injection tomorrow.
I'm surprised that you working with kids at the church doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count.
I'm really surprised.
School teachers don't get it. School teachers don't get ahead of the game.
That's sad, because that's kind of how I got mine, because I like teach as a teacher.
However, if I worked in childcare, I could get it. Work that out. Make that make sense, somebody.
Childcare for Harrison. Get that paperwork.
Yes. So
no, I mean, it's so sad, and it's so. I do wonder how over time this will be. And I do see such regression in kids socially and things like that it's so hard. I'm so excited for camp, for the kids to just be able to be kids,
I've noticed that there has been a shift in social. I have noticed that there has been a shift in social skills. I even found with the online learning, there was a group of kids that thrived under the online learning, and there were a group of kids that hated it. And in fact, I had that happened with my music students. A couple of them thrived, a couple of them fell back. But I remember one of them says, it's really weird being around other people my own age. I'm used to my sister.
No, exactly. They don't. It was very, like, I had my friends, because I'm, they're a special person. She's pregnant with her third, and she has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So she has her hands full. So I was like, bring them. I'm like 5 minutes from the beach. I'm like, bring them to the park, to the beach. I'll take care of them. You go grocery shopping. You go do your thing. I'll chase them around. And because now so many parents are vaccinated and things like that. And the kids were just having so much fun on the playground. You could see they're a little scared to get near another kid, and they're not as brave to go talk to another kid. But they're still like kind of all parallel playing, which is it was just good to see kids with kids running around. Let me just tell you, because they suffer from the stress of the parent, and they have stresses too. It's just different, they're not stressing over bills.
I remember when we had our first band practice, because we hadn't met as a group, we'd been meeting on Zoom. Mm-hmm. The first week, it was just, we're not even going to pick up the instrument. We're just going to have some fun, because this is our first time back as a group.
Yeah.
And we sat down, did some they wrote their own rules and everything and coloured in and had some fun. ate food and that, but it was more like getting them back into that social, because they were just getting back into their classrooms. But now, because they're from, they're from about 9 to 12, that age group, they have to get used to being together in that age group. So that's what we've done, and we've done it back slowly. So, it's but there's some that have just retreated back to where they were, but they'd been thriving. So it's definitely a very interesting
yeah.
And I'm finding I don't like being around people again.
Yeah, you know what? It is funny. I realize I'm like, I don't know how much I'm going to hug everybody. I'm like, I might keep my distance now. I don't need to hug. I used to like hug everybody. And now I'm like, maybe I don't need to like touch everybody. Or maybe I don't want because it's like been a while since like I'm hugged all the time. It's very interesting. All of that. I'm very interested to see but kids, they kind of regress a little bit socially, but I think you would be an amazing music therapist. I hope that that's something you think about doing with your degree.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going to happen beyond next year yet.
Yeah, but I think if you wanted my opinion, that's what I think you would be beautiful at.
Although then I have to do psychology. Then I'd have to do psychology. Now that would be interesting.
But you'd be amazing at that too. I mean, you don't always have to go into psych. You can always just.
No, that's part of the prerequisites to do music therapy is psychology. You have to do psychology units.
I have a few different degrees, so it all works in. But yeah.
So
it was a pleasure speaking to you. I'm sure somebody else wants to come on.
Does anyone else want to come on?
My dog's about to get loud, so I feel like I might need to get off.
Oh, okay. No, well, thank you for
But it was a pleasure to meet you, Berlin. Wait, we hear you.
All right. Hello.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. It was great. Thank you.
Right, see ya. Okay. So we'll go back to the article until somebody else jumps on. So remember, this was so thank you, Jess. That was great. I hope you enjoyed that. It's great to see that how amazingly talented everybody is here. So this is this is the New York Post article that Backslidden Harlot was in. So anyway, so they've talked about this. So one of the people that they interviewed said that she was claimed she was SA by a staffer at one of the centres. The New York Post did ask people to the ABLP and ATI. They did not respond. Then it goes back to Duggar. She says, we were taught that our bodies don't belong to us, they belong to God. And in that realm, anything that happens, God wants it to happen. She said of the lessons that she learnt. Well, Heather Heath, so this is Backslidden Harlot, wasn't abused. She heard from fellow members who had been. As a teen, she travelled from Connecticut to Oklahoma after her parents started utilising ATI when she was 9, although she had always been homeschooled. Jess was delighted. Thank you so much. Vanandra, my heart broke. Caitlin, I have the best community, actually. And I mean, Vanandra, that's a really good thing to talk about isolation. Is we've got to also remember that there are kids in other parts of the world. So if you think about, for example, even India at the moment where coronavirus is just running rampant, and they're in lockdown at the moment, how isolated are those children feeling, all over the world? Hello, Poppy Seeds. Hi, best community. So this goes back to, says that blends traditional school subjects like maths and science with Christianity and indoctrinates the students. So at the training centres, the girls would attend wisdom search as a form of Bible study. In addition to discussing verses and insights they had from God, they would reveal their sins, which included SA. If we had been assaulted, we had to confess what we did to bring the assault onto us, they said. She remembered when the fellow teen confessed during one of those sessions that her older brother had abused her. It was a common experience. She said she wouldn't and now she was told she wouldn't understand because she didn't have an older brother. She was like, no good Christian man will marry me because I'm not a virgin. That's what the girl said. And I was like, no, it is not your fault if someone else hurts you. And then I got locked in my room to pray about that because I was wrong. Yes. It was Jess. And then they talked about and talked about the marriage guide. Although wives should testify and pray that their husbands, so this is interesting. It says in this article, one marriage guide for women included a portion on what to do if your husband ever sexually handles your children. Author Debbie Pearl, a minister whose books were sold by the IPLP, wrote in Created to be his helpmeet, although his wives should testify and pray for their husbands, get 20 years in prison, they should also visit him there and be an encouragement to him. Let him see the children 3 or 4 times a year. So essentially, we probably know what Anna's going to do. Yes, she's bringing the book out. She's written her book that's just been published now. So Smith talks about a night that a staffer essayed her. Gothard now 86 did not respond the post's request for comments. So to this day, there's people like me who aren't totally convinced we were abused, but we were. Isn't that interesting? And that's the whole thing, is that you have to know what it is to be able to say that that happened to you. So anyway, I put that link there. I'll just put it up again if you want to actually have a read of it. Is there anyone else that wants to come on and say hello? And I'm just rubbing my ear at the moment. It's still very sore. It's still very swollen. I've still got a little bit of pain. So that's why I'm sitting here like this, because it's just distracting me a bit. It's still swollen. It's if I pull my hair back, it's still swollen all around here and all behind the ear, all in here and all here. So just wake up. Hello. An ice pack. A heat pack is usually what I use, just to help with the. Apparently, they say heat is better. Well, it's been 24 hours now since I've been on antibiotics, so I'm hoping now the worst is over. But I did go to church today, and I did came because it was my dad's birthday today, and so went out for lunch. It was an M&M ice cream cake, and then I came home and had a sleep. Yes, I know. I got sent a video. I did get sent a video. Hang on. Oh, okay, cool. Let me just get it up here. Just need to log into my Twitter account to get it. Just give me a moment. Someone did. So thank you for reminding me, Tracy. Sometimes I do get a bit carried away and I forget things. I forget a lot of things. I always do what I say that I will do. Sometimes I just get very distracted and I forget. Wow, we've got 120 people watching. Hello, everybody. So, really happy with that. Hello, Maria. Right, let's have a look. Messages. KJ was tweeting during the night about Sophie Long case. The case was sealed months ago. Once again, she's broken the law by repeating what happened in court. I'm reporting her on Monday to the court. Wow. Yeah, I saw that there was a, because she's saying that it was admitted that Sophie had made it up. And I just find that, again, I'm afraid she's going to say that she was right, but you can't ever doubt kids. Joe, you're spinning a few plates, juggling your channel, chatting. I know, it's like, yeah, that is true. I had forgotten about that. All right, so this is this was one that I was just sent. All right, so this is called Where Will You Go? The Beautiful Faces of Former Mormons. So let's have a look. Oh. If it will work, there's two things that will set me off in the rant. There we go. So what we're saying is that there's all these successful people that have left. But the judge was very clear last October that under no circumstances was either side to speak with the media, and the media with bantam hearings. I heard KJ was talking with the mum. Yes. So interesting. And the way that she's done the narrative, Claire, is she's going to say, I told you that the child was what she said it was, what she said she was. But again, to me, it's just Sophie is a victim and should be believed. Laura says she has no respect for people involved in the case. Who do you report it to? Are we all hitting the like button? My Beavers unit says, this is a video of the beautiful faces that have left the Mormon church. They shouldn't be scared but empowered. Yes, true. People need to be empowered that you can leave and you can live a very successful life. Okay, so this takes you to a Reddit site for ex-women. So thank you for that. I know you sent me another one. Problem with people had with KJ was that she called the child a brat and a liar. Either way, the child is clearly abused. Correct. It is a lovely thing to say. That just made me smile. It's really good to see people that have come out the other side of it all. Oh dear. All right. There's another one here. Oh, now I'm singing the tune. Correct. The contact and different judge, they'll fall under his house or courthouse. Okay. All right.
Hi, my name is Savannah.
Oops, I'm just trying to stop this.
I want to share my testimony.
Okay. Okay, new name Noah. This is from a person called New Name Noah. All right, this is the other one that I've just been sent. So this is from New Name Noah. To my personal hero, Savannah. I believe the two most important dates in our lives are the day we came into this this world, and the day we discover why we came into this world. On the 7th of May 2007, I think you discovered why you came into this world. You're a voice to millions, afraid to speak, be their voice. Yes, heat will bring the swelling down. You could try a slamp dive against your skin. Yes. Yeah, I've been trying to do that as well. And the worst part is I sleep on this side too. And so I usually put it on my pillow warm. Okay. All right, here we go. This is Savannah's story.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I want to share my testimony with you. God loves me just this way because I believe that He loves all His creations. I want to love myself and not feel ashamed for being me. I ask you. To share, and I love you guys so much.
Go. Savannah's story. I have an amazing former Mormon friend. When he came out, half his family shunned him. I don't understand how you do that. He's a loving human being. So there you go. So thank you for sharing those. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. That was in 2007. All right, let's have a look. So there's something here. Okay, so humanity has been lost, and we all need love to remind us. Yes. Oh, thank you, my beavers in. All right, so this is what I just found. It says a VR film is being made regarding Savannah coming out to her Latter-day Saint ex-Mormon congregation before being cut off. Only 2 Utah media outlets appear to have initially reported her news after national and international coverage. So this is dated 2019. In Savannah, so the movie will be called Savannah, Savannah is able to finish her testimony using virtual reality technology. VR is alternative interactions with your surrounding. Some believe the automation will become the new normal in filmmaking and film going. Fox 13 News and St. George News were alone, according to research among Utah media reporting Savannah's bold statements. That includes her being silenced, and that followed reports all over the world. CNN's story started with the narrative Savannah 12 made a decision this January. She was going to come out as a lesbian at her Mormon church. Nothing was going to stop her. She's a normal, almost teenage girl in Utah. She loves to draw and make art. When she grows up, she wants to be a Disney animator. Her favorite bands are Imagine Dragons and Fall Out Boy. On June 22, 2016, one day after her birthday, Savannah came out to her parents as lesbian. Mum had suspicions and knew that day may come. Anyway, that's all I know. They haven't said what she's doing now. So, but it looks like there is a movie coming out. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay. New name, Noah. All right, let's have a look. I'll just pull that up. Let's have a look what she's doing now. Okay, let's have a look. It's just about as much as I believe it snowed in Florida last night. Oh, look, that's fine. Look, I'm happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about. To be honest with you. Okay. Oh, so obviously it's no, a new name Noah has a lot of Mormon stuff on there by the looks of it. So if you're looking to find out some stuff about ex-Mormons, I guess this would be a good one. Date night. So, wow, heaps here. My daughter told me she was bi. I told her I support her, and I did say, but my worry, the others will put her through. I told her she can tell me. I mean, and that's the thing, always concerned about your safety. You always are concerned about the safety of your kids, aren't you? Where is it? It was Savannah. To Savannah. So like my son went into the city today and I just said to him, be careful. It wasn't anything, like I didn't think he was going to do anything stupid, but you don't know what everyone else is going to do. So there is still there's still time if you want to jump on and have a chat. You're still happy to do that. Did they? They found one of her. They found one of her sock accounts, did they? But she doesn't have sock accounts, Tracy. My hand lives across from me. So was it which Reddit was it that found it? Really? That obvious, Tracy? Really? No, like no. That is just so obvious. That is just so obvious. Really? She didn't do that one, did she? Well, is that the username my beaver's unit to look for? And which Reddit was that? Was that Duggar, one of the Duggar ones, or was that it was without a crystal ball Reddit that did it? Okay. Oh, you sent it to me on Twitter. Okay, the link. Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to tell me that it was I thought you were going to tell me that it was that's all right. Don't mind me. I just tell everybody now my excuse is I've just taken lots of painkillers. Oh, yes, here we go. Look at this. Look. Who does that look like? Look. I found her Quasi KJ Suck account by accident on IG. I wonder why she uses this when I have seen her use her main account to like or comment. This account was found liking Amy Duggar's posts. I wonder if she uses it for nefarious purposes too. Well, Katie, why? There we go. That is her. That's her face. KJ is being very careless on what she does online because the FBI with the hacking, they'll need to check everyone's electronic sources. All right. So it says, Katie, I'm not an advocate. Joy has been telling her followers she's not an advocate lately. I think there's a difference in some of our channels. There are a group of us that are not T channels, but really here to sort through the BS and truly get to the truth and advocate for those that don't have a voice like us. I rarely use my platform to speak about or advocate for medically fragile children anymore, but today I took a minute to point out that to Kale that vaccines don't cause autism, a fact that has been settled in the medical world. She turned around to mock my credibility, not my point. RT and subscribe to Katie Joy. I host insightful commentary on trending topics, stand up for victims of abuse, advocate for children, and speak out against systemic racism. Screw the racists, we are stronger. So that date was June the 19th, 2020, April 2nd, 2020, and July 4th, 2020. And just a friendly reminder that the internet is forever. That was her in her 20s, was it? Wow. This is this one. This looks cool. Let's have a look. Again,
this girl.
This is on Reddit as well.
Girl. Look, I figure we ain't talked about this heifer in a while. I was getting kind of bored with my regular content. So I'm like, hey, let's see what this heifer's been up to. Let's see if she's still over here offending people and stalking people and, I don't know, just being a horrible human being. I'm just curious to see if she took any notes and decided to better herself. So I pull up her channel.
This is 21 minutes, by the way.
Videos. I'm like, Mary Brown receives a shocking message from her mom. Catherine, when your mama passes, do not say shit about anybody making a video about you receiving messages from your mama, from your dead mama. Okay.
So that sounds like Backwards Barbie, doesn't it? Is that Backwards Barbie? Oh, yeah, it is Backwards Barbie, yeah. So you can follow that. You can watch that on Backwards Barbie. Not annoying at all. Has she? She's got an IG private, really? I'm in it. Yeah, that's Backwards Barbie. So you can go have a look at that one. What else have we got? Yeah. There was something here that got my attention before. Stock account, yeah. Suppose someone at RAIN and told them what KGs and they're not having victims of abuse. Well, as I said, I watched Erin EKG sucks, EKC People Sucks thing live, and she was saying that somebody had reached out to her from and was saying that they were showing Katie Joy videos to show how awful it was on the outside and why they needed to stay within the group. So it's being used by them to stop people from leaving, and that scares me. I said I've only got Erin's word for it, but she seems to be, sort of, I don't have any reason not to believe her. So, all right. So this is something, I think this was today. This was 8 hours ago.
Yeah, so everyone attacks me for...
This is her denying that she called, Sophia, you know what? I'm not good with it. I'm not good with this, am I? Really?
A story Katie got a lot of flack for, even though she was right, but no one who attacked her over it will admit they were wrong. Yeah, so everyone attacks me for the story about the Sophie girl, and they say that I called her a brat, which is not accurate, and they say that I called a little girl who had been SA'd a brat, but she wasn't SA'd. Her stepmom admitted that in court, and she was being coached to say all of that, and her dad was doing it to attack her mom, and to get free money, and he didn't want a job, and he's a grifter, and so be mad at the dad for what he did to her. I just wanted the truth to be known. No, I haven't done a video on that on my channel in a long time. I think she's going to need a lot of help.
She is a victim. She's a victim of abuse.
Yeah, that's what they do say, Desi. Katie attacked a 9-year-old SA victim, leaving out all the context. It's just their narrative. Yeah, her mom has been through hell. I feel so bad for the mom. Like, the mom has been completely slandered, totally defamed. Her fiance was accused of a crime he didn't commit. People were trying to... The mom is innocent, literally. The mom didn't abuse the child, and he did, with parental alienation. And she has been so abused. I don't think that the dad even cares about the kids. He just wants to hurt the mom, and he wants a way to get money. I feel so bad for what the mom has been through. I apologized for it because the way that it was being spread was inaccurate. And I did say I was sorry for doing it, but I also talked to her mom and explained what it was going on. And the mom was like, you didn't do anything wrong.
apparently she didn't do it. The mother said she didn't do anything wrong, hey? Well, so what do you reckon?
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
That's my Siri. All right. Show incredibly dramatic. She creates her own narrative. I think the sad part is that at the end of the day, whether it's parental alienation or whatever she's saying, Sophie was abused. So now so she's taking back the apology. It's like, didn't that happen on Seinfeld? I take it back. So hope just KJ won't ever learn until something big happens. I'm crashing. Yeah, I'm not far away from crashing myself. Well, that's right. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. Okay, Joyce claims everything said about her is lies despite proof. That's why I think she'd be really great for a politician, writing for a politician. Hello, Harmony. How are you? I haven't seen you for ages. How are you going? Totally clear. So maybe see my grandson. He's not well, and he's out of it on the sofa. It's the only time he's quiet. Yeah, I used to know when my son was quiet because he'd be quiet. The sad thing is, more parents are using essay lies to gain control, and eventually people won't. And that's the problem that I have, is that the kids will stop being believed. I hope her behaviour is similar to an ex-president. We have missed you, Harmony. How are the bubbies going? Her denial is amazing. Just look at the defamation against Tadi's husband. So I'm going to probably start winding up the stream in about 10 minutes. The parents who lie should go to jail because they are abusing the child by brainwashing the lie. Yes, trying to get some innocent person put in jail. My dad, when he was the prison chaplain, said that there were a lot of men in there that said that they were they were innocent, and they would be in jail for years before they got to prove that they were innocent. But those kind of cases are hard to prove. Thanks everyone for allowing my Not So Shade Beavers unit to join today. My other friends, if you are here, I love you. Thank you for joining us, my Beavers unit, and thank you, Jessica, for being on stream too. That was really good. And I would like to think that what we did tonight shows you how a spontaneous interview works. You know, listening and engaging, asking questions. Maybe Jessica, one day you can give us, you can get us. We'll get you on, and you can take us through yoga. Although I'll be the only one everyone will see on screen, but everyone else can do it in their rooms in front of their computers. That'd be a bit of a laugh. My uncle was accused for he took 30 years for his daughter to come out and say he's not told her to do it. Just don't block Jess and have her around. No, I'm not going to do that, Laura. Yeah, I look, everybody will have a laugh because I am not very flexible. It'd be comedy. It would be a real comedy. That happened to one of my cousins too. His daughter from a previous relationship made the same accusation, and he spent 2 years in jail. He was also put onto the register for a number of years. He can't go to certain places still after all of this time, even though he's innocent, which I think is really bad form. It was a good stream tonight. I hope you feel better soon. Get some rest. Maybe don't sing. Love your voice, but the doctor said, yeah, he did say it wasn't good for my ear. Except, Bo, I have assignments due that involve singing, so off to the shops now. So I now have to toss up whether to ask for an extension on all my assignments, which then, because not this week, because I'm about to enter Monday. Next Tuesday week, the 2nd of June or something, I have my first lot of exams. So if I get an extension, I'm not going to get any study time on my exams. So I've got a couple of decisions to make. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the worst is over. He died through it, so I was just happy she came out with the truth. It gave peace to him. So, all right. So thank you all for joining me. This was a great stream. Now, I won't be on Monday because all going well, I'll be at choir. Yes, you heard me. I'll be at choir. I'm trying to do as much as I can normal because I find that otherwise I just collapse in a heap. And I did sleep today. So anyway, I won't be on Monday. I won't be on tomorrow. So you'll have to do your Monday morning without me. Without me. That is bang. And then I'll be back. For Bandcamp, no, it's not. I'm a music student for university, so All right, so I'll catch you all later. Thank you all. If you haven't hit that like button, please do. I've got 2 dislikes at the moment. That's okay. We'll see how many we end up with. If you're watching Katie Joy, please just know that we do want you to do better, but please take everything on board. And Katie, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your channel improve. Thank you very much.